There's a lot of ground to cover. So if you're seeing this before April 10th through the 22nd of 2026, child, pay attention. This is about timing, not hype, so buckle in. All right, if you're seeing this before April 10th through the 22nd of 2026, I want you to know that we're on the same timeline and that you should hear this very clearly. This is not about fear. So you need to find a way to release any stress or tension in your nervous system. Because what I'm going to say from here on out is going to require you to have a regulated nervous system. You will have to operate from awareness. Around April 18th, there will be a visible alignment of multiple planets: Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Neptune. Now let's ground this. This is not something magical happening to you. This is about you, and it's about you registering time as a marker for movement. This is about you registering the signs and the wonders that you really should be seeing. A reminder. And what people call alignment is really just timing and attention. So again, this is not to make you nervous or freak you out. This is just for you to pay attention and notice the time. So if you're wondering what does that mean, I'll share it with you. There are moments in life where things speed up for you individually, or they even slow down. But then there are moments in time where it speeds up or even slows down for the collective. And this is one of those times where it will feel like time literally sped up. This will require you to make instinctive decisions where your metacognition, because you are the observer of your thoughts, you're the observer of your behaviors, those instinctual decisions come from a place of your core because you're in alignment, because you're paying attention, and you are in perfect timing or perfecting your timing. Be on the lookout for unexpected opportunities because there are other people who are also on the same frequency that are on a new wave, and you are essentially colliding with each other because you are on the same frequency, in the same pattern. You're harmonic together. So unexpected things will happen for 2, 3, many people because you're again in alignment. This is where overthinking is really not an option because you have to operate in clarity, to be instinctual, to be decisive, to be even collaborative. You have to be operating in the space of you are working with other energies so that there is a true frequency, a true harmony, a true resonance put out. Partnering together to make a frequency, to make a sound, to sound an alarm. This is one of those windows. So maybe you're asking, what do? You do like all other energy. You move. Not recklessly, not chaotically, but you move intentionally, deliberately. Not emotionally, deliberately. Let me give 3 things for the collective to work on. If there's more for you, balance that. First, you want to take action where you've been delaying it. You're circling around it. You're okay to attack it now. I shared with you before the power of one. Choose that one thing and move on it. Secondly, and I'm not sure if it's most importantly or not, but I want to say to you, you need to be able to trust your instincts. Trust your clear thoughts, not your loud, distracting thoughts. If it's calm and direct, it's usable. But if it's emotional and all over the place and it puts you in more danger, don't do it. Which brings me to the third thing. Don't overthink your timing. Speed doesn't always mean rushing. It means there's no hesitation. Now let's go deeper than just perception. Let's talk about it in the terms particles and waves. Particles are fixed, they can collide, and they can also separate. And truthfully, that's how most people live, like particles. Moment to moment and reacting, coming together and separating based off of energy and frequency. But let's talk about us in waves. Waves move in patterns. They can rise, they can fall, and repeat. Waves can come and create rhythms, and waves can be tuned. When you can understand patterns, timing, and be mindful not to react with emotions, even though you do feel, you stop reacting, you stop being so nervous, you stop having anticipation, And you live in this knowingness, this assumption that everything that is going to happen next follows the pattern, follows the wave, follows the rhythm. All right, now let's bring in time, because time is not just passing. Time is also being perceived, and by all the many of us here, perceived from different points. That's why referencing the stars in the sky, the planets in the sky, is why I started this, because we're all watching this from different reference points, perceiving time. But when your mind is scattered, time feels chaotic. And the so-called powers that want to be, they're obstructing our version and perception of what we collectively call time. But when our minds are all structured, much like good water, flowing water, clean water, like these planets, 3 of the 4 being in Pisces, 1 of the 4 being in Aquarius, water. Now again, we all will feel these waters differently. However, there's a turning point where results have to show. This is why it's important to be decisive and not conflicted in your energy, because this type of time is intentional. So let me ask you a real question. Are you participating in your life as a particle, or are you participating as a wave? Because as a particle, you're reactionary. But when you move as in a wave, you know how to follow patterns. So let's bring this home. This isn't just about there's planets in the sky. This moment, it's about you. Yes, you. Yes, you. Your attention, your decisions, your timing. Because when perception shifts, your life follows. And if there's collective agreement energetically, where we all understand we're all going to shift, and those on the same frequency as a particle and those on the same frequency as a wave will operate as such. And it's up to those who are aware of patterns to pay attention, because that's the currency. And what shows up next, water in its full glory, will come and demonstrate its calm power. That's the message. That's it. That's all. Bye, babe.